Hello again! Almost a year ago, I posted my first ever video onto this channel, which redesigned the main 4 characters from the TV series and doll line Ever After High. Ever After High was a large part of my childhood, and I had so much fun bringing new life to the characters. In that video, I go over the basics of Ever After High, its story and characters, and even the dolls. You can check out the video if you want, but I do feel like I've grown a lot as a YouTuber since then. The basic plot of the series is that children of famous fairy tale characters attend the school of Ever After High and pledge to relive their parents' stories. Amongst the students, there are 2 groups with opposing views. The Royals, led by Apple White, who want to follow their destiny, and the Rebels, led by Raven Queen, who want to decide their own future. The trouble is that there is a belief amongst the citizens of this world that if they do not follow their destinies, they will cease to exist. So when Raven Queen becomes the first student to deny her destiny, things become chaotic. These 2 groups cause the main conflict of the story, which spans over a lengthy web series and multiple movies. Most of the web series can be found here on YouTube, but unfortunately, Netflix has wiped all of the movies in collaboration with Ever After High off of their platform. This makes them a bit harder to find now. This is actually an unfortunately common phenomenon that I would love to make a full-length video about in the future. But today, I'm back to redesign 4 more characters from the show. If you're familiar with Ever After High, you are well aware of how intriguing and amazing its characters are, which made it really difficult for me to narrow my selection down to just 5 characters. While I'm planning on doing more parts of the series, I decided to let my pick be a little indulgent for this video. So I ended up choosing Ashlynn Ella, daughter of Cinderella, Hunter Huntsman, son of the Huntsman, Cerise Hood, daughter of Red Riding Hood, C.A. Cupid, daughter of Eros, and Darling Charming, daughter of Prince Charming. And aside from some personal bias, I feel that these characters had a wide range of personalities and styles, even in their original designs. For my take on them, I wanted to push their styles and personalities as far as I could. One of the things I love about Ever After High's character designs are how many different styles are showcased through their characters. I think the artists that worked on the show did a fabulous job, and my goal is to create designs that follow a similar theme. So, let's get into it! Ashlynn Ella is the daughter of Cinderella. While I wouldn't call her a main character, she definitely is an important one. Throughout the series, her main struggle is that she falls in love with Hunter Huntsman. While this may not seem like a big deal, at the end of Ashlynn's story, she is supposed to fall in love with a prince. In the world of Ever After High, falling in love with anyone outside of your story is taboo and endangers your stories. And if characters endanger their stories, there's a possibility that they and every involved character will cease to exist. I think this storyline is really interesting because through Ashlynn and Hunter's relationship, we can see how discriminatory the world of Ever After High can be. Everyone must play by a strict rulebook which completely dictates their lives, and this is only one instance out of many. As for her character, Ashlynn is what you would expect from the daughter of Cinderella. She is very sweet, with a big heart for animals and all things nature. Like her mom, she has a unique ability to actually communicate with animals and form strong bonds with them. But despite her being royalty, she's a hard worker too. She holds a job and can often be found getting her hands dirty while tending to the forest and other plants. While she is all about nature, another thing that she loves is shoes, which is very on theme to her story. Her job is actually at the local shoe store, the Glass Slipper. This mash of characteristics is interesting and caught my attention, and I wanted to incorporate these aspects of Ashlynn into her design. Starting off, I knew I wanted her outfit to be very flowy and freeform, but could still be put together enough to be worn by a princess. I think that her original outfit is a little too stiff, especially her skirt, but I do love the color palette. So I gave her a layered, puffy top with long, flowing sleeves. The puffs remind me of a ball gown, while the sleeves give the vibe of someone who is very carefree and go with the flow. For her skirt, I decided I wanted something with lots of folds and layers. I found some references on Pinterest and decided to give it a natural looking pattern to match Ashlynn's personality. For a bit of fun layering, I gave Ashlynn a crocheted looking vest. I think this gives her design a nice bit of texture as well as gives her a subtle boho look. Now, being the daughter of Cinderella, I knew I had to put a lot of focus and detail into the shoes. I struggled a bit in the beginning since I knew I didn't want to give Ashlynn a basic high heel, but a lot of the designs I thought of just felt way too formal for her. But I stumbled across these platforms by Miu Miu that looked like actual glass sandals, and I knew I hit the jackpot. I gave them my own little spin, and I feel like these are just so perfect for Ashlynn. They look beautiful and detailed, but they aren't too regal looking. They're a more humble shoe that she could possibly wear at work or in the forest, and they seem more comfortable than a high heel too. Shading them was a little tricky since I wanted to make sure they read as glass, but I think the effect comes off well. As an extra touch, I gave her some gold jewelry and flowers in her hair. I think she looks like a well-rounded character. Here's Ashlynn. I really adore how she came out, and I think I was able to translate all of her unique character traits while still making her look good. As I look at my finished design, she kind of reminds me of Giselle from Enchanted, which I'm not mad about. Hunter was the obvious next choice after Ashlynn. Despite being the son of the Huntsman, Hunter has a deep love for nature and animals. In fact, this is one of the reasons he chooses to be a rebel, because he swears to never hurt or kill any creatures. He's even a vegan. This obviously captures the heart of Ashlynn, and they quickly fall head over heels for each other. As a character, I really love the difference between Hunter's family and destiny and his own beliefs. He's expected to be a very masculine figure, hunting, killing, and eating meat, but chooses to follow his own desires in his personal beliefs and with his love life. His story honestly reminds me of a lot of that manosphere stuff that has been happening over the last couple years. While the world expects Hunter to be a hard killer, he wants to be soft and kind-hearted instead. As much as I enjoy his character, though, Hunter was always one of my least favorites as a kid. Why? His design. Unfortunately, I thought his design was really ugly, and honestly, I kind of still do. The main design flaw, I think, is his hair. I get what they were going for, but it just looks so bad. The shaved sides are an interesting choice, but without any volume, it just looks like a hot mess. And also, I remember that the hair on his doll was either sprayed with hairspray or had some glue seepage because it was always just a gross, oily mess. The felted shaved sides were also prone to rubbing off, just leaving a very nasty experience in my mind. Just not a good design choice in any area. I think the rest of the design is fine, just a bit boring. He doesn't really have much that stands out about him. I wanted to give Hunter a complete makeover, starting with his hair. No shaved sides are allowed here because I gave him beautiful flowing locks that he probably only forgets to comb sometimes. I gave him a bandana and a few braids to keep his hair out of his face while also looking super cute. I also wanted Hunter to have a bit of a boho look, so that's why I gave him a loose long sleeve with a cute vest. I added some floral embellishments for some interesting detail. For his pants, I still wanted to show that he is consistently in the woods and an active character, so I decided to give him these camo overalls that currently have the top part down. His boots are big and leathery, which I think tie him back to his family and are also useful when he is working or on a hike. I gave him a bit of stubble because despite being in high school, I still wanted him to have a bit of a rugged look. While he's a lot less detailed than Ashlynn, I like the changes I went with. Here's Hunter. I think my decisions helped give him a major glow up. I honestly did not expect to love this design as much as I do, and I'm so happy with how it came out. I think it really makes him look more unique and helps his personality shine through. Cerise was probably my favorite character when I was a kid. I think her more alternative look drew me in, as well as her backstory. For those who may not know, Cerise is the daughter of Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. In some of the books and diaries that come with the dolls, it explains that the two were students at Ever After High together and eventually fell in love and had a family. Of course, this had to be hidden from everyone. A hero falling in love with a villain is unheard of. The two are actually stated to be the first rebels at Ever After High because of this. Cerise must keep this secret to protect her family as well as her story. Though this is a little difficult due to the fact that she inherits wolf ears and other physical abilities from her dad. To hide her ears, she is constantly seen wearing a hood and tries to keep her snarling and superhuman strength controlled. Cerise also has a sister, Ramona Badwolf. The two girls go to school together but hide the fact that they are sisters from everyone. Ramona was actually introduced much later in the series and never received an official doll. She's definitely on my long list of characters that I would love to revisit. As for her design, I still enjoy it. I think it stands out amongst a lot of the other students, but that doesn't mean I don't have some critiques. I talked about this a little in my last video, but Cerise definitely falls under the athletic girl that was put into a dress for toy purposes. In this series, Cerise is constantly seen playing sports or in nature, and I think a different outfit would explore this side of her character a little more. I love the fact that they included so many different characters for little girls to look up to, and I wish that they could have put more female characters in pants or shorts for those girls who don't like wearing very feminine clothes. That is something I wanted to tackle with my own design. For my version, I wanted to give her a more 2000s punk or emo look. Cerise is a very mysterious and slightly moody character with a lot of secrets, and I wanted to explore this aspect a little more through her design. I thought a swooped bang covering one of her eyes would really emphasize this mysterious girl trope, and I also gave her some raccoon tail dyed hair pieces that drew back to that Y2K emo fashion. To incorporate Cerise's hood, I decided to give her a cropped hoodie rather than another cloak. I feel like the cloak in her original design was a little too on the nose with Red Riding Hood, and I really wanted to try and modernize it. On the hoodie, I added lots of forest and tree patterns and even added a little wolf to her shoulder. I feel that this detail adds to her character while also keeping in line with the fashion trends that I was inspired by. I gave her a pair of shorts for reasons stated before, and also gave her a pair of layered belts. Did two belts work better than one? No, but I still think it looks pretty cool. As for her shoes, I took some liberty with layering socks and leg warmers, and to top it off, I gave her some pretty thick platforms, which I feel fits right into this style. As an extra detail, I wanted to give her a bag that could reference back to Red Riding Hood's basket of treats. Since Cerise is a student athlete, I decided to give her a gym bag that had a gingham design. I also gave her a little wolf-tailed keychain to tie back to her story and family. I kept her color palette pretty basic, mainly utilizing reds, browns, and blacks, but I still think it looks good. Here's Cerise. While I feel like my design is quite different from the original, I feel like I was able to explore her character a bit more. While she looks mysterious, I think she also looks really realistic. Her design definitely mirrors styles from actual teenagers. Choosing Cupid was definitely a bit of a self-indulgent pick, but I just couldn't help it. I had such a clear vision for her that I just had to execute it. Chariklo-Arganthone, or C.A. Cupid, is the adopted daughter of the Greek god of love, Eros. Fans of G1 Monster High may recognize her as she was originally introduced over there first, but transferred to Ever After High soon after its release. As a Monster High student, Cupid definitely took on a more monsterish look. Her palette was mainly stark white, black, and a bit of pink. Her wings were made out of bones instead of feathers, and her hands and feet had a charred coloring. But upon transferring to Ever After High, her entire look changed. She wore all pink and a bit of gold, grew out her hair, and had off-white wings with feathers. The two different designs are both suited for each world, but as a kid, I always favored her Ever After High look. While at Ever After High, her goal is to help students figure out their true heart's desires, whether that be with their love lives, friendships, or even destinies. Because Cupid believes in everyone following their hearts, she is a rebel. She is a little different than the other students at the school, though, because she is not bound to any story. Her backstory is based on Greek myth rather than a fairy tale. This gives her a lot more flexibility compared to everyone else, which is one of the main reasons why she seeks to help out people, especially during this split amongst the students. While I like Cupid's original design, I feel that it could use some jazzing up, especially her color palette. For my version of Cupid, I was really inspired by Rococo era fashion, and although she is from the world of Greek gods, I really wanted to model Cupid off of cherubs, and I think the artistry and soft color palettes of this era complemented Cupid and her character. I wanted lots of ruffles, poofs, and curls. I think the most interesting part of my design is the corset. I wanted to include a painting from the era I was taking inspiration from, and chose Le Colin Mallard's Blind Man's Bluff. I chose this piece because of the color palette and soft painting style. I made sure to add detail on every piece of Cupid's design. All her clothes either have lots of ruffles or intricate lace patterns. I think adding these details were one of my favorite parts of the process because it really made her feel like a fully fleshed out character. As far as her color palette goes, I stuck to mainly pinks, golds, and off-whites, but I also included pops of purples and blues to make her design a little more interesting. I think this was quite successful and gave Cupid a lot more variety that she lacks in her original design. Here's Cupid. Overall, I'm very pleased with the final design. I thought that the elements of Rococo fashion worked very well for her character, and while looking unique, I think she could still blend in with her classmates. And last but not least, Darling Charming. Out of all the characters I designed for this video, Darling was the latest to be introduced. Though mentioned briefly in text, her first appearance was in Spring Unsprung, where she stays in her massive suit of armor for the entire movie. But luckily, we do see her make an appearance in later webisodes and movies like Dragon Games. Let's actually talk about Dragon Games a little, shall we? If you were a fan of Ever After High back in the day, you know how much of an impact this movie had on the fandom overall. Not only did it deal with a lot of lore about Raven and Apple's mothers, but we also get a scene where Apple eats a poisoned apple and falls into a coma. Daring, Darling's older brother, who was assumed to be Apple's future prince, cannot wake her. After Darling realizes Apple is choking, she performs CPR, which not only wakes Apple, but also causes a flurry of light and sparkles. It can be assumed that Darling is actually Apple's future Prince Charming, and that Apple was awoken by True Love's kiss. To say this was monumental for Ever After High is an understatement. I don't think anyone could have predicted that the series would canonize Darling or Apple having their true love be each other. Unfortunately, this relationship wasn't really explored further due to Dragon Games being the second to last Ever After High movie to be released, and also probably due to pushback from higher-ups. While this might be seen as a minuscule action, I do think it was a big step for companies like Mattel to give us the representation we have today, as seen in series like G3 Monster High. I think all of this is one of the reasons why Darling has always been one of my favorites since she was introduced. Along with Darling's involvement in the show, I also really enjoy her design and character. Though Darling is feminine and has a very princessy style, she also enjoys being a knight and fighting her own battles. She's very strong-willed and determined. It is honestly refreshing to see a character like her in a kids series, especially back in the 2010s. But as much as I love her, I do think her design could benefit from a bit of a refresh. My goal with Darling was to keep all of her character traits and personality while also polishing up her look a little. Since Darling has a bit of an alter ego due to her knight's armor that she wears, I decided to make 2 outfits for her. Why not go out with a bang for this video, For her casual outfit, I took a lot of inspiration from Oscar from The Rose of Versailles, which, if you don't know, is a manga that follows Marie Antoinette and her commander Oscar, who is a woman raised to be a man to lead the royal guard. The series takes place in 18th century France, so I took a lot of style notes from this period. For her overall color palette, I mainly kept it the same. I thought that the baby blues and light pinks really gave off a sense of softness and femininity, while the silver is a nice complement. I really wanted to give her some nice flowy sleeves, as well as a bit of a skirt, which I added leggings under. I didn't want her casual look to be too similar to her knight look, so I thought this addition of fabrics and frills was a nice touch. Her hair is in a long braid, tied at the bottom with a ribbon. I wanted to change Darling's hair up because I wanted her to be perceived as someone who is constantly on the go, whether she is wearing something casual or not. I do like her original Marie Antoinette inspired hairstyle, but I figured it may get in the way. I also gave her some silver shoulder pads, which I really think complement her whole look. Moving on to her night outfit, I knew I wanted to give her more of a boxy silhouette. Her armor is a bit big and bulky, but I think it adds a lot of shape language to her. While the bulk of this outfit is just silver armor, I wanted to dress it up a little more and add a bit of darling style. So, I gave her this flowy little train that is connected to the flawed in the armor, decorating it with a bit of lace and ruffles as well. I also gave her a cute pink bow so she could tie her hair back while she is fighting. While shading the armor was a bit difficult, I'm pleased with how it came out. And here is Darling! I think both of her outfits ended up coming out great, and I'm so happy that I chose to design her. Like I said before, Darling was always a character that I loved, so I'm pleased I got to revisit her character for this video. I had such a fun time coming back to the series and redesigning some more characters for Ever After High. Now with the second batch of characters done, the student population is definitely looking a little more full. I love seeing all of my designs together. I think everyone looks very unique and all of their personalities shine through really well. I hope I did this second batch of characters justice. Please let me know who your favorite design from this video is. I think mine honestly has to be Darling or Ashlynn, but I'm proud of all of them. I would love to redesign even more Ever After High characters. If there is a specific character you would like to see me redesign in another video, please let me know. I think the characters I want to revisit the most are the Wonderlandians, but there are just so many options that it's always difficult for me to choose. Thank you for sticking around and watching to the end of this video. Please like and hype if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe if you would like to follow me on my YouTube journey. I'm trying to post more consistently, and I have a ton of video ideas that I am super excited about. See you next time. Bye!